Another NBA season upon us, first-time All-Stars on the horizon, young stars making huge leaps, getting more known, but other high draft picks have not been living up to expectations. All of a sudden, some been out the league for years. Most already forgotten their name, a couple recent lottery picks about to be out the league entirely, especially if they don't prove themselves. The NBA doesn't give too many chances. Once you can't produce, get a bad rap, very difficult to secure anything more than a vet minimum, even if those players do make their way back. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. 10th disappointing lottery picks, one last chance to save their careers 2024. Starting with Mo Bamba of the Philadelphia 76ers. 5 seasons in, still no progress, still raw, now age 25, the 7-footer rode the bench for the Lakers, still doesn't have a true role, had little to no time to prove potential on a Lakers team, already a diminished reputation, being unmotivated to play hard, even a downgrade from Thomas Bryant. Darvin Ham didn't even give Bamba a chance to guard Jokic, elected to go with the older Tristan Thompson. Bamba having the talent to be a decent role player, the 7'8" wingspan, shot blocking and able to shoot a couple threes, super low motor. Magic fans know firsthand he don't actually love the game. Passive attitude, blessed with height. His D not as good as his numbers say. Can't guard the perimeter. Gets bodied by actual centers. After Orlando realizing they have good bigs to build upon, the better Wendell Carter Jr., Bamba lost in no man's land. Stands too much in the perimeter on offense. His only motivation, trying to get a big contract to stick around a couple more years. Will be backing up Joel Embiid. Should have plenty of chances to produce and battle Montrezl Harrell for minutes. If Bamba ends up playing less than Trez, his NBA career in serious jeopardy. If he still continues with the same lackadaisical habits, knowing he very well could be out the league, a new career outside of basketball awaits. Kevin Knock-Knock, who's not there, hasn't been awake in the NBA. 2018 draft 9 pick, 4 different teams, many forgot he still exists in the roster. Won't be shown too much on national television, playing for the Blazers, still lacks physicality, not coordinated and aggressive enough to take advantage of his tools, a bad dribbler, heavy on his feet, developed plenty of bad habits without correction. Under coach David Fizdale his rookie season in New York, empty numbers of 13 points, had the green light to do whatever he wanted. After the Knicks got better players, Knox just rode the bench, doesn't have a natural feel for the game, pushed too much arc on his jumper. Portland recently declined his team option, might have to move down to the G League to prove himself. His career became an absolute travesty after Zion manhandled him in Summer League. Still poor body language, became the Blazers' tank commander for Scoot Henderson. Whoever picks him up very well could be his last opportunity. Cam Reddish, 2019 draft, the 10th pick, absolutely not lived up to the hype, still confused being a team player, has the size and talent, signed 2 years $4.6 million with a player option in year 2, being in the bright lights of LA, anybody who can't deliver playing for LeBron doesn't end well, got a little minutes as one of the key Blazers tank commanders, 11-point average in 20 games, will be competing for minutes versus Taurean Prince. If Reddish gets plenty of DMPs, gotta feel like he's getting underutilized again. The Lakers is absolutely the last organization any role player should be complaining. Needs to buy in as a 3-and-D type since he won't be anything more on a LeBron run team. Needs to accept reality and adapt to be an impactful role player. Darvin Ham's gonna want him to play D. Needs to model his style after Trevor Ariza instead of focusing on becoming Paul George. If he still thinks he's too good to play 15 minutes a game, will simply be the Lakers' easy scapegoat. Wasn't comfortable in Atlanta with Trae Young dominating the ball. Could be a waste of an NBA body if he don't listen. Requesting out of the ATL after an Eastern Conference final run and failing to show any true star upside for more than 2 years now, his ego can simply get him out of the league in a year, or master playing team ball, change his attitude, can get a Cam Johnson type contract. One of those players many still give a pass to after dominating high school, already burned bridges with the Hawks and Knicks. If the attitude don't change, first 3 months of next season, Reddish can be out the league before age 25. Jackson Hayes, the 8th pick of the 2019 draft, still the same player today. Since he was drafted, can jump out the gym, have occasional poster dunks, catch lobs, but does nothing else above average. His defense not great, given the foot speed, lateral quickness, if he works at it, could be elite. Doesn't have the strength to defend true fives or rebound well. You won't see much of Hayes' offensive highlights outside of dunks. Had maturity issues early on, arrested 2 years ago in Los Angeles, a disturbing video with police. Given the city lifestyle, being for the Lakers could be a distraction for the 23-year-old. Him and Reddish simply don't have the best attitude. Soon to be 39-year-old LeBron don't got any patience for that. Having his chances with New Orleans, even with Zion barely playing, he still screws up. The other young players, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Najee, Ingram, and Zion all showing growth. Jackson continues to sit on the bench, fouls a lot, doesn't make smart decisions, could be more known for his memes than production. Has Wizards JaVale McGee written all over. At least the Lakers got their 2019 draft pick from the Anthony Davis trade when things don't go his way. Making rant videos instead of improving his game and remaining the same, already having a bad rap, playing for the Lakers, way more pressure than expected. Even if you're the 12th man on the team, could end up like half the players the 2022 roster out the league if things go downhill, given he needs to have somebody set him up if he's not matched up with LeBron. Basically useless on offense, way too many red flags if he don't keep his composure. The Laker media talking heads non-stop might bully him out the league and end up being best known in the Shaq and the Fool Hall of Fame. Imagine a game of one-on-one with Jackson Hayes and Mo Bamba, the crown for most disappointing young center. Romeo Langford, 14 pick 2019 draft. A high school legend, only to fall in college, renounced by San Antonio. If Pop don't believe in him, could spend literally the next decade overseas, could end up being a Gerald Green, also drafted by Boston in his teens, out the league, improved overseas, and returned as a useful role player. Brad Stevens being most familiar with Langford's game, if he was useful, one would think Boston would give him a second chance. After losing Marcus Smart and Grant Williams' defense, Langford has the tools to guard. Unfortunately, his short impression to the league might have already been enough to discourage every team from signing him if Popovich don't want anything to do with him. Anywhere he gets signed to needs to treat it like his career's on the line. James Wiseman, 2020 second overall pick, a fresh start and putting up okay numbers on a bad Pistons team, way better than any production for Golden State. Viewed a failure, couldn't make an instant impact, the heavy pressure being the second pick, making around $12 million, just his rookie deal, a minus on both ends, 2 and 22 overall as a member of the Pistons. His 2022 title draws a lot of Darko Milicic comparisons, just 84 games played in 3 possible seasons, 3 college games, still lacks real basketball experience even at 22, hasn't mastered the fundamentals, still needs to get stronger to play the 5, doesn't look to pass, seemed like he learned nothing from Draymond. With Cade Cunningham back, team might just forget about giving Wiseman more chances to produce when guys like Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball already been proven all-stars. Wiseman still doesn't have good feel for the game, got the mindset of a guard in the center's body, plus all the setbacks, missing games, should be working non-stop this summer. Next season, absolutely the deciding factor whether he can stay healthy and get better game by game if he's still relying on his physical gifts in high school from spending over 2 seasons in Golden State and still clueless on defense, a huge concern. Could end up having a shorter career than Jahlil Okafor. At some point, James Wiseman will have to be responsible for James Wiseman. Killian Hayes, 2027 pick, given all the green lights last season, 3 years in, still finishes poorly, ineffective, absolutely won't get any sort of crazy contract, being good on D and playmaking, can still be in the league for another couple years, still struggles finishing, below average in every shooting aspects, won't get any run when Cade Cunningham starts, the worst advanced stats, not quick when driving, seems to lack confidence, can't play off ball. Now he'll have Monty Williams, highly experienced on developing young players. It'll ultimately be up to his offense to improve, otherwise he'll end up on a Frank Ntilikina, Dante Exum career path, sign minimum contracts, and remain in the league till his mid-20s. Kyra Lewis Jr., 2020 13 pick, always hurt and undersized, the easiest type of players to move on from. Not good at finding teammates, blows plenty of layups, couldn't shoot early on, doesn't have the trust of Willie Green, limited to 24 and 25 games each of the last 2 seasons, not what New Orleans needs. With Alvarado being a great 6th man, the ACL injury could have killed his career, hasn't shown much to justify a real rotation spot, will likely find himself playing for another team come 2024. Isaac Okoro, 2020 draft, 3 quiet seasons in Cleveland, a smaller role after acquiring Donovan Mitchell, looks lost in the rotation, his defense solid, but poor shooting. That's why the team spent a lot of money acquiring Matt Strus and George Niang to increase spacing, Okoro now forgotten unless he's asked to provide good minutes, playing hard guarding the opposing team's elite perimeter players, having lots of open looks, and still below average offensively. Absolutely a make or break season. If he can't improve the offense, will be unplayable come playoff time, not big enough to guard Force being 6'5". Many fans still optimistic about his upside, but after the Donovan Mitchell trade, the team focused on win now mode likely won't get much chances. James Boltonite, 11 pick 2021 draft, bad attitude, crazy off-court issues already. Hornets fans will tell you firsthand he might be the worst player in the league who gets at least 15 minutes. A typical ISO guy who's nowhere star quality, could already have his confidence ruined, can't shoot the 3 or play D, looking like one of the typical Charlotte Bat draft picks, will simply have his work cut out for him. Jerome Robinson, already out the league from the 2018 class. Josh Primo, an absolute travesty. Only time will tell how many of these players can actually bounce back, have a long career, how many of them be out the league after next season. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time.